City Rhythms offers a captivating glimpse into Philadelphia's musical landscape, featuring intimate interviews and live performances from musicians across the city. Over the next 30 minutes, our goal is to learn more about the talent right around us, while learning more about the areas informing their creative journeys. In other words, where does the story of the artist meet the story of the place? Today, we're joined by Harrison, who is a performer unlike you've seen before. Welcome to City Rhythms. Get comfy, get ready. I'm your host, Rachel K. Godfrey. Hello.
Hey.
Where did you come from?
Man, I don't even know, bro. I was just at home in my bed, and now I'm here.
And now you're here.
All
Thank
these
you.
lights.
Thank you for transporting to the City Rhythms couch.
Of course.
Yeah, I said Harrison in the intro, but really, real ones know this is housing.
This is
here
housing.
on the couch.
That is me.
Housing. How'd you get your name?
I was housing in Hawaii for a long time, and I started to make harder music. I was like playing the guitar and stuff, and it was less like surf rocky. So I dropped the in Hawaii, and then I started doing house music, and it just kind of fit even more. So it was nice.
You didn't feel like the Hawaii was hard enough?
Yeah, it wasn't. I was like doing some grunge stuff, you know. I was really headbanging and going crazy, so it didn't fit.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So how did you end up making all this house music in the great city of Philadelphia? Where did you come from?
Where'd I come from, or how did I start making it?
Well, I guess both.
A little both.
Walk us through.
Right. I come from Rockford, Illinois. Shout out Rock Bottom. But yeah, I started making house on accident. Honestly, I got an MPC because my drummer lived in New York, so I wanted to be able to like do drums on my own. And I started playing around with it and just kind of just flowing with what I felt naturally, and then one thing led to another, and I kind of got here.
Kind of got here.
Yeah.
So how'd you end up here and not like West Virginia? Or I don't know why that's the first place that pops into my mind. But
Shout out West Virginia.
Shout out West Virginia. How did you get here to Philly?
My homie was in college out in the suburbs, and I came out to visit him. And when the first time he took me out to the city, I felt like the city really flirted with me, and it was kind of just like calling me, so I listened to it. Yeah.
It grabbed you by the lapels.
Yeah, it got me by the collar, actually. It was very vicious. First time here was very intense, but yeah, I couldn't look back.
So obviously, yeah, there's something inside of the city that made you want to stay.
Yeah.
What was it? Did you I don't know, did you look up at the sky? Did you smell the Philly air and you
Right.
said
It was the energy in the streets, and it reminded me of like my hometown and Chicago combined. It was like, I feel like Philly's like the biggest small town that you'll ever come across.
Absolutely.
So like, and I really like that nature of it. There's a lot of community here, and everybody kind of just gets along in a weird way.
Yeah. So you felt like, I could fit in here. I could create here.
Yeah, I felt like I fit in before I was even fitting in. So I was like, man, I never really felt that before. And it felt nostalgic, which I think was the weirdest feeling, because like I never been to Philly.
But it felt like, were you having like deja vu?
Yeah, I felt like I had been there before, so maybe in a past lifetime or something.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, can I ask more about that?
Yeah, you can.
I'm wondering, what does that feel like to go to a new place and be like, something about this just, I don't know, makes me feel like I'm meant to be here.
It feels like, it definitely feels like humbling, and it feels like it's something bigger than you. It feels a little spiritual. Yeah, it's like you have a calling almost. So like I said, I tried to listen to it.
Yeah.
And it's been rewarding, that's for sure. Yeah, I feel like a lot of things have called me in life that I probably shouldn't have listened to.
But this wasn't one of those.
Yeah, no, this was a good one. This was like, all right, yeah.
Right, so years ago, when you were in Rockford, And did you have the MPC at that time?
I did not.
Okay,
No.
so you in Rockford with the vibes.
Yeah, with the vibe, literally.
With the vibes.
And my guitar.
What was the vibes in your guitar? So what
Yeah.
was your original plan at that time? Do you remember? Were you thinking about like making music seriously at all?
I was not. I always knew music would be around, so I didn't feel the need to take it seriously. I just felt like I'd always be doing it in some way. But yeah, I was just kind of like you said, I was just kind of going off vibes. I'd play shows and just kind of have fun with my friends.
Yeah.
It was nice.
So playing guitar, did it bring you closer to the people that you were around?
It did. I feel like it helped me get it in the scene and helped me get it in with myself and another outlet to express my feelings and stuff.
Pre guitar, was there another outlet?
Piano. Yeah, I used to play the piano and
Her
stuff.
multi-instrumental.
Exactly. So yeah, and saxophone and other instruments, whatever I could really get my hand on, I really liked.
Yeah, but it was obvious to you that music would be like one of the main ways to express yourself.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Let's cry.
Right? Go ahead.
So I'm wondering, what did you listen to growing up? We could do it in sections.
Right.
We could do, what did like little Harrison listen to growing up? What did like teenage? I feel like you had a lot of angst when you're.
Yeah,
I
right.
get
We can skip a little stuff.
We can
but
skip that.
I was definitely an angsty teen. I listened to a lot of like hardcore stuff, a lot of like Midwest emo. I liked that sad boy stuff.
What's
know?
that voice?
Yeah. I liked like alternative music and indie stuff. So.
What are the artists or the bands that come up as representations of that?
King Cruel and Foxing. Shout out Foxing. They're from Missouri.
Shout out Missouri.
Yeah, shout out Missouri. Shout out the Midwest. Cornbread, man. So,
You said Cornbread, man?
yeah, because there's a lot of cornfields around there. So.
I've never heard that before. What are some ways that the Midwest as a whole impacted, I guess, the kind of music that you're drawn to? Or that you were making at any point?
Yeah, I feel like there's still a lot of like those elements in my songs that like, especially like I feel like my vocal style is kind of a little Midwest emo-y, a little post like hardcore-y, which is interesting because it's like the music I'm making is really not that at all. So it adds a nice little blend to it and gives me a little distinction. I feel like.
You very distinct. Also.
Yeah.
I know we'll get to see it a little later in the on the spot performance. But when I was telling you this story about how I had gone to this random show on a random Thursday with my friends, like dragging them there, and I had gone to see like one person in particular, and I didn't know other folks in the bill. And I remember I pulled up, and you were on the stage, and I remember like going to sit with my friends, and I felt my head going like this, and I was like, "What is this taking over?"
The housing effect.
The housing effect, but it was just like it was amazing, and I think the thing that I thought was so cool about your performance is that I felt like for some of the other performers who were all amazing, but some of them felt like either they were too, maybe they were a little nervous or just like really focused inward, and then others were like too concerned with what the crowd was going through. And I feel like you had this perfect blend where you were just like, whether you guys are having fun or not, I'm still gonna have a good time. But also when you saw everyone was having a good time, you were like, oh!
It's up from there. It's like a catalyst, you know?
Yeah.
I love that. And the energy from that crowd was really nice. I ain't gonna cap. It was really cool to see it from the start to finish because, it starts out and I was like opening, so there's like a little people in there just filling it out. And then I remember like looking up like halfway to the set and there's like people all the way to the doors. And I was like, yo, dude, this kind of drew some people in. It was nice. Everybody was dancing and it was a good vibe. Definitely had fun.
When you're on stage, what do you want other people to feel when you're performing?
Man, I want them to just feel how I'm feeling. I feel like I'm like a conduit to like the vibes, and it's very vulnerable being up there. So I kind of just and whatever they feel compelled to feel, like I feel like music moves everybody differently.
Yeah.
But I'm really grateful when we all are like harmonizing. We're all on the same page. It's like, man, it's really cool.
Yeah. Well, lucky for us and lucky
Yeah.
for people that are watching, we get to see a little bit of what it's like to attend a housing show.
Right.
So we got to go to Housing's house. But we got to go to Housing's house to hear him perform New House, which is one of the songs I got to hear at that show. And it's, yeah, you get to see for yourselves. So to the On the Spot segment.
You ready? I'm
Shout out
housing.
Layla.
We at the palace where the magic happens with Layla. And I'm gonna play a song that doesn't really have a title yet, but we just call it New House. I hope y'all enjoy it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Breaking the, is this kind of breaking the fourth wall? For folks watching, we can't hear a single thing.
Yeah, I just had to watch myself have a seizure on camera.
But it's like, but you can, I feel you can still, I don't know, how do you feel watching yourself?
It feels, man, it feels dissociative a little bit, but it was cool 'cause I could know where the parts were and stuff. I could tell just from my facial expressions, and it was interesting. I liked it.
Yeah. So I'm really curious to know when you are getting ready to get on stage or getting ready for like doing the segment. I don't know. What do you tell yourself? How do you get ready for that? Because you're very energetic.
Right. I try to decompress and I try to just like let go of whatever I feel like I'm holding on to. Like I said, I feel like I'm a vessel after times when I'm performing, so I try to just like clear myself to be allowed to be receptive to whatever is gonna come to me and stuff.
Come to you from the crowd, come to you like from inward while you're
Right, exactly. Come to me from the source,
from
you
the
know?
source. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And then do you feel like the stage persona that you have, do you feel like it's really similar to you like as you're walking around in everyday life?
Yeah, I feel like it's like the most raw form of me. It's especially when I'm stage, it's mad vulnerable, especially the things I'm singing about. So I feel like it's a side of me that I don't always get to express, and it's way more direct and maybe like my shadow self, right? I guess. So it's yeah, it's very vulnerable. It's very I'm grateful to be able to express that and to be able to like. 'Cause I feel like I wasn't always that way. I was very much, especially when I was playing the guitar, I would like hide behind it, and as I got, towards the end of the journey, I was finding myself, letting go more, and once I started doing this, it was just like, yo, it's completely different. Like I couldn't even hide from myself. It was just like I was just there.
Did you want to hide still?
Sometimes, yeah, it's like, 'cause it's vulnerable. I'm thinking about some real stuff. Thinking about my problems in life, and oh man, it's but I'm grateful to be able to though. So it's, I feel like it makes it real and authentic.
Is that part ever like a little trippy to be putting your very personal experiences into music, and then like you look out into a crowd and then you see folks like losing their...
Yeah, nah, it's like especially the afterwards, like at the last show, like all these guys were coming up to me after the show and it's like, hey bro, I've been arguing with my girl too lately. I was like, bro.
I do not want to be the soundtrack for
I was like, I don't want this to be my target audience, but I'm glad that you're relating to my music and listening to it. I was like, Lord, bro. It's like I really just put myself out there. It's like I'm not hiding anything.
Yeah, hopefully it's a pathway for them to stop the arguments, to
For
heal
real.
them.
Literally. Exactly. For real. Just get it out and then go back to the relationship and not become incels.
Please.
Literally, like, no.
Yeah. I was about to do it like a disclaimer, like no incels. But
Right,
let's keep
if you
pushing.
just listen to all the music, cause I write love songs, like that's all my thing is, like I'm just like madly in love or something that happened due to love, and like even the song that they just played is like me talking about just a whole experience from this girl making me go crazy. So
So tell us a bit about the writing behind the song.
Yeah, I met a shorty at a show about like a couple weeks ago. And she came over and we kicked it and we hit it off. Like, that's really it. Like, really felt like it was cool. Like we were hanging out and I remember it was like she was leaving one time and she was just like, yo, I like the way we smell. And I was like, what the fuck? But it was cool. I was like, man, I never heard that before. And she made me feel a lot of new things. And I just remember like wanting to express that in a song and get it all out. So yeah, that's kind of what inspired it.
Yeah.
It was really nice.
And now the streets are screaming.
Right, for real. That's like one of the...
smell.
Oh, man. It's funny because I feel like some people are like, do they know that's what I'm saying? Like, cause at one point I said we like the way we feel, and I feel like that's more commercial than having people say that we like the way we smell. Like that's crazy.
I really like it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That's affirming.
It's so weird.
Right? It is weird. Oh man, but that's love at the end of the day. Love is mad weird.
Very strange.
Can't really explain it.
And I wanted to say thank you also for letting us into your home too.
Yeah, of course.
And I wonder, in Housing's House, what are the things that make you feel really comfortable to create? We saw Layla.
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
Layla. I guess it's like, it's a place where I decompress and like where all my ideas come from, and eventually like any relationship I am comes through those doors at one point. So I feel like there's a lot of inspiration just in general, and it's a sacred place. I feel like I don't know, like I feel like you can feel it in the wall, especially when you go in the room and just like he started playing the music, and I love my shit loud. Like it just it's very soulful in there.
How do you feel being in, like, I'm not gonna give your address, but the area, yeah. How do you feel being in the Southwest area?
I feel very acclimated, a little too acclimated.
Too
when
acclimated.
I come outside, be like, hey, what's up, what's up, what's up? I'm like, dang, sometimes I just don't want to be seen right now, but I'm grateful for my community. Like, they're very loving, and they're supportive, and I wouldn't trade it for it versus me coming outside and everybody just kind of doing their own thing. And,
Like ignoring everybody
yeah,
else.
exactly. So, yeah, I'm grateful for the spot. It's been I've been in the same spot my whole tenure in Philly, so I feel like that adds so much more meaning to it too, because it's just like, yo, I really grew up in that place and found myself there.
Wow, if those walls could talk.
Right?
You know,
I'll tell them to shut the shut up. I would. Man, a cease and desist letter immediately.
I was gonna say, if you had like a nice conversation with them, you said they need to shut up now.
Nah,
If you could offer them some kind of thanks, you know,
yeah.
for holding everything that you brought through.
Yeah, literally. I feel like they'd tell me they're proud of me. Honestly, yeah. I feel like I've changed a lot since I've been here. And the walls witnessed it all. So, yeah. Other than that, they could just.
There's just
Not too much. They seen some things.
the NDA.
We gotta burn the place down when I leave.
How do you? I'm curious, and also I feel like from looking at your Instagram, how does it when you're making music? Gap Tooth Bandit. When you're making music and things are loud, do you ever get into anything with your neighbors?
Yeah, I've been grateful for the fact that they're pretty like understanding, but I have gotten texts from a couple neighbors, and every time they text me, I just put it on Instagram and with a song attached to it, because I'm like, man, I owe them some money when I leave, like, honestly.
It's like a thank you.
Yeah, when I hopefully get to the place I'm trying to get, I'm just gonna cash them all out so they could. Like, yo, thank you for dealing with that. Especially Morgan. Shout out Morgan.
Shout out Morgan.
She be going through some stuff, man. I be shaking the people's walls and stuff. Like, yeah, I'm grateful that the police have never been called, because a lot of different spots, like landlords could have gotten involved, and there's been a whole mess. So yeah, they're pretty understanding, thankfully.
I feel like there has to be some kind of like sign that they like it.
Right,
Yeah.
for real, yeah. And that was cool, especially like when I would play outside for like an event. You're like, oh, I remember this song. Like, oh, this is what it sounds like. And, like,
I heard it at 3 a.m.
Like, yeah, like that's cool. I'm like, yeah, you watched me just create this whole thing incessantly. So, yeah, shout out to them.
Yeah. Well, speaking of community, I'm wondering, who are there folks in the city that you feel comfortable collaborating with? Like, do you have people that you write with? Are you mostly like I'm gonna do this solo dolo?
Yeah, it's mostly the latter, but all my friends I do feel comfortable writing with, and I'm grateful for, especially like I have a friend Manny Roach. Shout out Manny Roach. He's like an amazing bassist. I tell him all the time he's like top 3 in the city. And he won't take that compliment, which is just so like shows his character. But he's just very fluid, and sometimes when I can't come up with a good bass line, I'll like hit him up and ask him to come over and just do something, and he'll go crazy. Outside of that, it's really just me. I've been trying to collab with more people though, like, cause that's an important part of the process. I don't like my homies, but they all live in like Delaware, so like I don't really get to collab with them as much as I would like to. But a friend of mine, Asher Freeman, shout out Ash. We and him always have he's an amazing vocalist, and he got some really good production skills, which is like nice to have around. We both have NPCs, so I'm
So
like,
TV.
yeah, exactly. But like, and like, not that many like, people have NPCs, but like, it's like nice when you get to have someone over. It's like, okay, you understand this. Like, we can both like, and we can exchange projects easily and
Yeah.
stuff. A lot of people are using Ableton or Logic or something, so it's nice to have someone on your same
Working
program.
in the same kind.
Yeah, it's clutch.
Yeah. So when it comes to involving other people in your music making, I don't know, do you feel comfortable sharing your songs with people?
Yeah, I've gotten more comfortable with it, but like I said, sometimes it's like, especially like, I feel like the better the song is, the more vulnerable it is. So I've definitely like played songs for homies, and they've been like, "Are you okay? Like,
Yeah.
are you good?" I'm like, "Damn, I hope this is not a cry for."
Yeah.
But
And sometimes it might be.
yeah, right. You know, we'll figure it out as we get there. But no, it's always interesting when I do play for friends, and I've been grateful that they're always supportive, though, nonetheless. And
Yeah. Speaking of friends,
Right.
Housing brought 2 people to the studio
Yes,
today.
I did.
Who are those strangers?
The 1-2 punch, Pat and Keith. You can find them on Instagram, Partly Truth and Hilo Keith. And if you guys need any video work done, like, these
Those are
guys
the-
go crazy. And I'm grateful to say that they're just my homies too. Like, oh man, some people would pay for that type of relationship, and I'm grateful to say that they just see the vision and we just genuinely like each other. So it's like family at this point.
Yeah.
So
and-
like, definitely hit them up. It's like, you get what you pay for with them, you know?
Yeah. And so what are some ways that they pull up for you?
Just always being supportive, and they always come to my shows, which I'm like, hey. And they just genuinely like the music, which I'm like, man, it's hella humbling for me, because I'm like, I really like them so much, and it's like, yo, my friends like my music. That's tough. Like, that's really nice for me, I feel like.
You always need folks in your corner. Like,
Yeah.
No matter how confident you feel about your stuff, you still need other people to take that
Exactly.
boost.
And I think the important thing is, like, even if I wasn't doing music, we would still be friends, and like, that means everything to me, for real.
I want to give you an opportunity to plug your socials and also share any upcoming projects or shows.
Gap Tooth Bandit, you know.
Gap to the band.
Yeah, GAPPNG, Tooth Bandit. I do pizza too, the best pizza in the city. Like, man, you can find my pizza through my page. I got a show coming up on the 17th at Pinterest Station. I'm pretty excited about, so. And then I have another one on June 8th for Porch Fest, and everybody should just go out for that, because there's so many artists out, and the vibe is just immaculate. It's just music everywhere. It's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say thank you so much for coming to the City Rhythms couch.
Right. Thank you for having me. I
Yeah,
appreciate being here.
Of
It's
course.
nice.
This is
If
a
you could
silly,
teleport
goofy
me
time.
back, that'd be tough.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. So you can go ahead and watch the City Rhythms this episode with Housing, on YouTube. You can also find it on Philly Cam's Comcast Xfinity channel. And I just want to say, wow, if you have a chance to go see Housing, to go see Harrison play, you've got to do it, and you too will do what I was doing and be
Right, for real.
Listen,
Change your life.
Okay, yes, thank you so much for watching. Take it easy, have fun, and remember to keep the rhythm alive.